we'll do it later, you know. Yeah, but they says we gotta follow the rules here, you know. Yeah, and then those like same they do at UWM, you know, because it's corporate like here. hmm
All right. So let me know when you're ready, man.
Okay.
Whenever you want to start.
Okay. Um. All right.
Okay, you got the record on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. We're sitting here with Ralsten Shanklin, a renowned musician. Been making music since before I was born. Thank you for the opportunity for letting us interview
Yeah,
you,
my
man.
pleasure.
Big time.
Yeah, my pleasure.
It's a blessing for not only us to talk to you, but the rest of Milwaukee.
Yeah.
You know,
okay.
the BLC is international, so
Yeah,
it's
okay.
like a grand opportunity for us to know who you are and what you
Okay.
do. So,
That humming was actually really loud.
Nope, you can't hear me too well.
No, it's just like the humming is like right there. Like you don't hear it. But it's you hear the humming just.
that should be okay.
You sure?
Yeah, that should be okay. And so, you know, first we want to get started, man.
Okay.
Can you tell us, man, who is Ralsten Shanklin, man? And just tell us about yourself, man.
Okay, yeah, I am Ralsten Shanklin, and like I said, I am a musician and also a graduate from MATC, which is Milwaukee Area Technical College. And who am I? One of the well-renowned entertainers of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You know, looking to do a positive role and to express it around the young people, which their knowledge is taken away by different adversaries.
Okay.
And like I said, I wanted to express a message through my music and my other talents.
Okay.
So, and to open opportunity for young people, as you know, as well as old, and of different backgrounds and different cultures. Yeah, and that's like I wanted to do with the music I do, and I play different styles of music. It's like right now I'm more gospel, R&B, hip hop, and jazz, so I'm playing a lot of different style of music now. And when you listen to my CD, you will see that curation I have of of different styles of music, in the whole collection, which that's the Girl on the Bike promotional CD, which which is I call it now, and then my upcoming CD, which is going to be sometime by the end of the summer, which is In the City. Yeah, and that's what I'm recording now.
That's
and
the
I got
name of
3
it, In the
songs.
City?
Yeah, In the City.
Okay.
And I got 3 songs from that album. So, 3 tracks on there, which is Lullaby, Beautiful Sound, and then I think I had Lullaby, Beautiful Sound, and This Is How I Feel About You. Yeah, and that's a really nice urban sounds song. Yeah, so you would like it though. Yeah, but I think, like I said to myself, I'm more compared to my style of music now. It's more acceptable to the black community now than it was in the past. Because I came from a reverse racial background. Because see, it was when my style of music first been expressed at the age of 28. Back in the late 80s. It was not. It was either not, it was not acceptable to many people of different neighborhoods, and so it was. So I got a lot of laughs at, and a lot of criticism, and I was known to be the white man player, and which I didn't want to express it out that way because, when it got to everybody's falsely thoughts because the song Girl on the Bike was written for a white girl, which was
It's a
my
nice
old
song,
girlfriend.
too.
It was with my old girlfriend, but I had to express who she is, Shannon, which her name is Shannon Kalin, who she is, and why I wrote the song and produced it that way, So it was, but now since the music have changed, from a decade is like it's getting to be more acceptable. And the new songs I'm writing, I wish it make me feel so good to be, because I want it to be, acceptable more in the black community, you know. But the white community, I want it to be acceptable because it was a time when it was not, because I was either too black for the white community, or in the black community, I'm saying the white community, I was too black for it, and as because it was a positive role for a black man to express. And to the black community, it was too white, where I was treated more like I should have been in Whitefish Bay. Yeah, but I'm glad that it changed because I showed that what I portray out was universal music, showing up different cultures, and especially the culture of ours, because we need that, and I'm glad right now that it's getting to be acceptable to the community way my music combined with my old and new instead of no music, and to another thing, preach to people that rappers that I did their music as a producer, where I had worked with both in Minnesota and here in Wisconsin. I had clients that I worked with doing home recording, where I was doing rap music, and I would like to thank each and one of them to give me that feel of the music that I also was born around to it before it became hip hop, before everything became the ghetto. And because I watched my neighborhood where you run Lena's, with Jerry, and I remember it was when I was growing up as a child that it turned from a middle class neighborhood to the ghetto, and it was called the ghetto. I was about 4, about 4 or 5, and around about 5 or 6, that's when I seen everything, So and like I just came from the neighborhood today, I look around how I started, how I was walking in on North Avenue, and that was the area where I was thinking about writing the song "Girl on the Bike," But "Girl on the Bike," really, I didn't actually run up the title. I was talking to a drummer back in the '80s, and I was telling him about my old girlfriend Shanklin, and when we would go out to dates and everything, we would go to the park, which I expressed Wilson Park, and that's a real park on the south side of 17th and Howard, Yeah, if you ever go to it, you would see it, and she would ride a bike, and this was I was expressing to my friend. I think his name is Jimmy. I was expressing to Jimmy, the drummer, and then he said, "Here's your title, Girl on the Bike." I was walking around alongside. He was rapping, and he said I was walking on alongside with a nice lady girl on the bike. And then he started hitting his drums. That gave me the idea. And then I came home. I was on North Avenue. I started saying, "Yeah, girl on the bike." Girl on the bike, and then I started to look at Shannon when I was talking to her on my last date. I said, "Yeah, you did. You came into my life. I knew you was the one for me." And then that's when I started writing a song, in my head,
Yeah.
And then before you know it, Girl on the Bike was born. And the good thing about it now, to this year now, it grows. See, songs, and that's why I say it don't matter how you create them. It's how you create them. And and it was like, and you just watch it grow, Just like I watched my old girlfriend Shannon's daughter. She was in my arms like this. Her name's Alexis Kalin.
Okay.
And I see how she would look up to me and smile at me like I was her own dad, And then, the day she see me, she's like, she sits on my lap, And she said, "Yeah, you are my father."
Oh,
and
wow.
I said, wrong, but look at me as your godfather through the Heavenly Father, because He helped raise you like I did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, through the Heavenly Father, it was His will to raise you myself through the Heavenly Father because your father was not around to do it, you know. And she told me, yes, I forgive my father, but I still hate him. I said, don't hate him. He had to do what he had to do because he was a truck driver, but a drunk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he changed his life around now because, you know, the only sad point about he's dying of cancer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but we still look at him as the warrior on the road, you know.
Okay.
And when I said that to him, he said, "Yep, and you're the warrior of music, you know." And he said, you know, to me in my eye, you famous of Milwaukee. You're the Michael Jackson
That's
of
right.
Milwaukee.
That's right.
And I look at him, I said, I turned around and looked at him and I said, I have listened to Michael since we was with the Jackson 5. I danced like him before I had my injury. I portrayed him so much, but I never thought I was going to be compared to him.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. I never did. You know, I danced like him, and I could, even if I was, you know, had my other hip, I could still dance like him. But, you know, I still look at myself, acknowledge myself as Ralsten Shanklin.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Janet Jackson, when I met her one time at a concert, you know, she told me she seen her brother in me, you know. And I still deny it until this day. I just realized that, yes, I can be as talented as him, you know, like anybody, you know. And he inspired me, and you know, and I'm going to use that to inspire a lot of the entertainers of Milwaukee, you know. Because I was told so many times that my music, you know, was expressed when the people didn't think I was from Milwaukee. They thought I was from L.A. or New York, you know. Yeah, and stuff. So, and I wanted to show that, you know, that, you know, and to make it that Milwaukee could be an entertainment town as well as any big city or major city. And so, but yeah, but like I said, that was, yeah, that's why I started out with, excuse me for my guys, I got Steez.
Take it.
Okay, but anyway, but that's the first song I ever wrote in my life since you tell me to take it back when I first started writing songs. Okay, okay, I was about 18, and the first one I ever wrote was a blues song called "Baby, I'm Coming Home to You." So I didn't have too much of a realistic meaning. I had, you know, it was something that, you know, when I was listening to a B.B. King song and Muddy Waters, and I combined it.
away, you know?
Yeah, I know he passed away. You know, God bless his soul, and he's known to be in my family on my mom's side. You know, yeah, and you know, I had met him. You know, we talked and stuff, and I was at that time I was coming out with the "Baby, I'm Coming Home to You" song, and which you know, but I tried to put it to every female that I dated, you know, and I said in the song, I'm gonna turn over a new life to be with you, meaning that in my career, you know, you're gonna be a part of with me, whoever marries me, you know. Yeah, and that's what I, you know, came up with the song "Baby, I'm Coming Home to You."
So,
Yeah.
so another question, because we see that music, and I always noticed how music was just who you are, a part of the big music. Like you are your music. What was life like? What was the background of like, how was your life growing up around your music? Like, could you describe to us, like, how was life growing up in your neighborhood? You know.
Well, I could tell you, it was challenging, and the reason why, because I know music was my first aptitude. Because I said into my biography and also on a radio show, which is from I think it was from a friend of mine. It used to be a friend of mine, but his name was Adrian Bolar. And you've seen on the website, you know, I had, you know, interviews with him on the radio at UWM. And I was saying that Growing up in the mid um, western part of Milwaukee, which is Fond du Lac Avenue, I could tell you when it started getting close to the 90s, it was rough. You know, a lot of drugs and stuff. And I was like the only positive brother in the neighborhood, never do drugs and stuff. So I was treated differently. And then another thing, I was treated differently because of my culture, because my culture is really Jamaican and Cuban.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I was hated, you know, many ways, and that's what really expressed in my music, you know. And then I didn't have too much of a good love life, you know. So a lot of my songs that express what I miss, and then through my music, I was learned to gain the more attention of females, you know, where they did, because like I said, I was, even though I wanted to be like Lionel Richie, they treated me more like Michael Jackson, you know. You know, when they see me, they scream, they get excited and everything. But and I didn't think at that time I deserved that, you know. So, but they didn't want me, so they treated me like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was not known to be a lover to these female fans, but he was somebody that they liked. He was an entertainer, and that's how, when I was in high school, junior high, I couldn't express myself to girls, but through my talent, because they saw that I had a talent. Because I had one female, she was very beautiful to me, and I call her the angel, because she was, you know, really bright skinned, you know. She looked like a hologram coming out, like, you know, and I just call her the angel of light, you know. And you know, she was so hard to talk to. And one time she caught me dancing and singing a song like from Elvis Presley. She stopped me in the basketball. This was way before I had my injury. And she said, "Ralston." And I didn't even see her, you know. And I said, "Where are you?" You know, she said, "I'm here." And then and I heard that you like me. And I said, "Yes, I did." I was kind of shy. I didn't want to accept, but I came out and said, "To be a man, I will." And she told me, you know, I told her, "I don't think you would think I'm attractive and everything." She said, "Well, do that move you did. Dance for me, sing, you know." And so I sing those songs, sing a Lionel Richie song, you know. And I sung, you know, Three Times a Lady, which is when he was with the Commodore. She cried and smiled and said, "I love you," you know. You know? And she said, "Keep that talent," you know. And so, you know, but then I was, you know, still inspired to play basketball, you know. And getting back with, for like family members, people who was close to me, a lot of people wanted me to be different things. Like I know some, when it comes to most people, they wanted me to be a basketball player. Now, when it comes to my family, like my dad didn't want me to be none of that. He wanted me to be a boxer, you know, because he was a state champion in Jamaica, you know, at his time, you know. And he taught me, you know, and I got into martial arts, though. But he knew I had the hard punch, you know, that's what, and and he was like calling me you know, in this ring, you're going to be the second brown bomber, you know, which is Muhammad Ali, you know. And I said, same thing I said, it's like Michael Jackson. I watch him fight. I see how he do his comedies, roles. You know, I start talking like him. I said, "Yes, I'm really pretty right now." You know, you know. And so,
Yeah.
and then it's like, but still, you know, music was my first aptitude. You know, and then basketball came second. But when I lost the ability of basketball, at the time when I tried out for the Bucks and almost could have got accepted, but I didn't because I got hurt, you know. And then was talking to a counselor in high school, and I told him about my music career like y'all in talking to me, and he just said, "I think you should take the music career as a career." You know, he said, "Do it. I think I see potential in you. You know, I see, because you dance around the school and everything. You do comedy, and you know, so you do a lot of things. entertainment. I see you as an entertainer. He was saying his name was Don Wallace, you know.
Don
And ever since then, I started taking theory of music because before I was playing by ear, and then but what started me to get more into music, I was playing when I was a kid. Going back to when I was a kid, I was playing outside, you know, with my brothers and sisters. Then I heard a church choir singing, and then because we was living behind a church, you know. Yeah, you remember when you walk through Fond that church,
The white church. on
and
the
it's
corner?
right, and it's right behind, you know, facing the back of yard of my family's house.
Okay.
And I
know
was there
exactly.
playing, you know, and every time I would come out that day, they would have service at Wednesday, and they would sing, and I hear the pastor, you know, chanting and everything, you know, praise the Lord, and all. Then they start, and that music just, you know, got to me. And then the second inspired me to do music. My mom used to sing, you know, in the kitchen when she cooked dinner for us. And I was, you know, 6 years old at this time, and I would be like playing with cards and stuff on the table. I look at her singing, and you know, and that's what got me into gospel music, you know. And then that's what led me to want to sing and play. And I've been around by the time I got 8 or 9. That's when I started playing by ear, you know, play all styles of music. And it's like when the time I got in high school, I started taking the theory, and then part of my, you know, ear went away, and so a lot of the knowledge, because I was, you know, taught a different format now. But now since I'm playing bass, you know, it's getting that old format back to me where I could pick up music, you know. And so
Do you
far
play
I can.
bass guitar as well?
Yeah, I play bass guitar now. Yeah, and also I play bass on keyboard too. When you listen to my CD of the new song, you will see that the bass and rhythm on there that I done. 'Cause I produce all the music and stuff. You know.
Wow.
Yeah, and everything. So yeah, so I am a producer. You know, been for
Sure is.
almost exactly. Yeah, and so I've been blessed with many talent. Like I told you, I've been a basketball player, bodybuilder, you know, wrestler, you know, and you know, a lot of. And when it comes to females, they look at me as a masseuse now, you know, 'cause I'm good with the hands to them. Yeah, but I tell them, they question me why your hands are so nice and everything. That's the only thing I just tell them in a joke way, but made it seriously. When I was, you know, a kid, in the first grade, my teacher would take me to a playroom, and she would put clay in on the table. You know, I took the clay, and I started rambling with it, and I made dinosaurs. Excuse me. So, because I got into, you know, I also had a interest in dinosaurs and their creation through evolution, so much that I started to make them, you know, through clay. And then that's when I knew I had a knowledge for creation. And that's when I started calling myself a scientist, you know, and everything. So, and now I consider myself a music scientist. Yeah, and stuff. So, yeah. And I look at all the composition I make is creation to me, you know. Yeah, and you know, and it changed me ever since growing up. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, it's a very exciting career for me, and it keeps growing like my music. Cause every time I create a song, it grows and everything, you know. And it's like, you know, that's a thing that, you know, and I'm just looking to really be remembered, you know, as one of the best musicians of Milwaukee. Really, even before I was the thought to that, I was classified as being one of the recognizable musicians of Milwaukee from MATC, you know, and stuff. So, and I was even when "Girl on the Bike" came out, you know, I even led almost to 300 students started taking classes because I was popular around the school. Where they heard when "Girl on the Bike" CD came out, and they, you know, started taking classes to teachers, Students, even students from different departments, and they say, I want to take music classes,
So they were
Then on the
inspired by you.
yeah, and then I had player haters, which it made me more like a star, because they was the first that every hater was the first that believed in my career. They felt it was something there, and they only way to lead me down. They was to wanted to make believe that it's not real, and they just try to compete with me all the time. Even did things like I had haters that even took instruments from me. It was like a church that hated me so much that they stole my keyboard to keep me from prospering, and sold it for drugs. You know, but see, and I was very, very angry. It happened somewhere on Fond du Lac. I looked towards the heavens. I seen Satan looking at me and saying, "Change. I want you to be killed and burn that church up." And it had me thinking. But the Lord, I looked towards further up in the heavens of the sky. The Lord told me not to do it. I will bless you with more. He said that in my mind. I bless you with more. And about a year later, He blessed me with 3 keyboards. And it's like, yeah. And one keyboard was given to me by a church. And I just said, God is good. So, because He didn't want me to fade away from Him, Yeah. And then that's what changed me. And today that same church come to me and said, how I'm growing spiritually, playing in another church. And they asked me to come back. And I just tell them, the Lord feel I'm better off where I'm at now. And then after that, the pastors and them didn't say no more, and everything. And I told them, they apologized for what happened. And I told them, Lord, forgave you already, but, and I told them, and they told me it's bad, you don't got no keyboard no more. And I said, yes, I do, but I got 3. And He would not let nobody take it away. Because I worked so hard, for somebody to, even the devil himself, to take from me. But I still fear not, because the devil know I'm going to take his spot in heaven. I have that, and that's when he comes in my mind. I tell him, that's why you say I'm not good, because you know that I'm going to take your spot in heaven among other greatest players. And then he got out of my mind. And haven't been in my mind since. But within the minds of others, to try to lead me to change my mind. Even my own family, he lead to them to use them against me. But the Lord tells me to love, and respect your parents, because they are deceased, both of them. For I'm your parent now. And then he said, still honor me, and no matter what, and that's what I did.
So man, this is an amazing story, and seeing how far you came into your career in producing music and being in so many arts such as martial arts, and knowing how to dance and trying out for the Bucks. Was those activities parts of your favorite places? Like, what are your favorite places in Milwaukee, or what were your favorite places in Milwaukee growing
I'd
up?
say my favorite place, the first favorite place was the lake, and every time I, think of Milwaukee, when I'm out of town, I see the lake in my mind, And then second, my family's neighborhood, No matter how it is and everything, it's still part of my favorite place, because I grew up there, and that's how I found out who I am, And I think it's very important to know where you came from, and everything, and that's what I did. I knew where I came from, and another favorite place to it's the the downtown area, the nightlife. And then like when I go to other cities, like my favorite place in a major city is New York, because I see a lot of sites that an atmosphere and culture that I grew up to see on TV and on documentaries. And when I visit New York every time, it's just like it comes to life, seeing Radio City Hall, and I hate that this to been away from New York, because the last time I was in New York, that was on the day of 9/11, and the thing really hated me, that to watch people die and to see the towers collapse, because that was a favorite spot where I could get clothes from. Opportunity, at the World Trade Center. I've been in the building, way before it was knocked down. And it's like it was one of the, and then seeing the Freedom Tower, that would be my goal to come back to New York, because I did but every day, every now and then I recap of that horror, what I've been in the middle of, because I watch people die and stuff, but the Lord saved me, I look at it, it was this will that I would still live, and it was not my time to go, to survive and all that, in my condition, and everything. So, but I survived a lot of things, so I've not been, shot at, I've been threatened, so, yeah. Like I said, when it comes to relationship, I've been turned down, but I never tried to change that, nothing, because, and sometimes it gives me, being alone gives me so much where I wanted to force myself to change that, but music was there to keep me where I'm at, and, and the more I play music, the more I get more popular, Yeah, because the haters was there to see, but the haters didn't realize they was using their own weapon to make me more better. Right, because they was the first, one of the first that to believe in my talent, but just don't want to tell me.
So
Everything.
noticing all of those things and growing up, and it's like you were gold being purified through fire.
Right.
Now that you have become a more mature and more even stronger individual in the city of Milwaukee, following your own career, what are some things in Milwaukee that you would like to change? If you could change some things and purify some things here, what would those things be?
Well, what I would like to change, I would like to change the segregation. If I have the strength to change that, I will. Second, I would change the poverty on the young black man, and also change where they would not be killed, only for the wrong reasons or nothing, That would be my change. And for the sisters, that my change would have a program to help them with their kids, raising their kids, Because I see the women of color needs that, And also in other communities, like on the south side, rather them to open more, opportunity more for the people on the north side here of Milwaukee. That would be my, if I could change, I would do the work of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X put together.
So, have you always had, because talking to you and listening to you here, it seems like you always had a passion to help people and
Exactly.
Bring unity and use your music as an instrument to spread love in Milwaukee. What would you say are some places where people have came together to witness what you were doing and to partake in what you have brought to Milwaukee as not only a musician but an athlete and an artist as well?
Well, places like the King Center. a lot of the church congregations that I grew up from,
Okay.
MATC, and college that you went to, now you're going to is UWM.
Okay.
Those are those spots that where people came together and they heard my story, and what I believe in.
Okay.
hmm
And would you say that, do you see an impact? Do you see some results from your music and some results from what you have done in walking? Because me growing up and seeing you and knowing of you and a few other brothers, and you guys always had something positive to say to us younger men following up after you guys. So besides me and other workers and so forth, have you seen results from your story and what you are doing? And
Yes, I have. I've seen a lot of results in a lot of different ways. One way, like, even though me and Jerry, we knew each other, but I see that he made a change, because a lot of times he told me, he kind of stopped drinking and stuff through seeing what I was doing, because I was raised among that in the neighborhood not to drink, and I took the persecution of being treated differently, because I didn't do drugs and nothing. I was, treated differently, but a lot of it, changed people. I know another friend of mine's in the neighborhood got off drugs, listening to my music, seeing it in the store when Lewistown Foods was around. He saw my CD in the store. He came up to me and said, "I saw your CD in the store. I brought your CD, Girl on the Body." And, it changed my life to get me off drugs, Then another girl that I used to like, but she had a different, I don't mean to just bring, this is important too, because she was a female that hated me, but liked me at the same time, and she was like a different culture, sister, which I say biracial sister, but a little more albino, but and me and her got along, but the thing was we had different style of music. She was alternative, and I was just jazz and R&B, and we went to MATC at the time, and and a lot of the way she expressed herself as being, I kind of laughed at it, but it was a good thing. I told her, and then she didn't understand. She thought I was being, judgmental too much when I really wasn't, because, I told her when I first became professional, I started playing, alternative music, because I've been hearing groups like Blondie and stuff, and, and Pink, and, as she coming out now and stuff. And then, and then when I got back to writing my first CD, me and her fade away, and when I listened to the music she listened to, I put some ideas into some of the other songs, and then she came to me around 10 years later, and she said, I saw your CD and it changed my life and got me off of drugs. And then she said, why you put some of the songs, I thought she was in a different format, but I told her I tried to make it more alternative to show you that I did care about you both spiritually, culturally, and a person that you are, and that's why I wrote the CD that way, because I thought about my old girlfriend. I also thought about you as my friend and everything, and a person that I liked at one time. And she cried happy and just, started to hug me and say, "That's very sweet of you, Ralsten," Then she started saying, "You're going to go a long way in this world." Then she gave me the idea to say Ralsten 2000. She said, and it's so funny, in 2000, that's where people are going to really accept your music. And it happened, And, and this, I never knew her last name, but whenever I know her name, which is her full name, called Nipanka, which is her English name is Nicole,
Nicole.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, she put it the long name of it, Nipanka.
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah, and stuff. So those are yeah. So that's who, like you answer that question. That's what I can answer back to you. Yeah, and stuff. So yeah, cause I didn't, and a lot of people I didn't that females that I didn't like, came back to me and say how my music changed their life. Cause ever since "Girl on the Bike," the first song "Girl on the Bike" from the CD came out, every female, both girlfriend, friend, relative, wanted to be girl on the bike. Girls that didn't like me stated that I was the girl on the bike on my Facebook. Came on my Facebook, and I said to them, only, I could name who's girl on the bike. But I told them if they truly my friend and love her, they truly my girl on the bike. And every day, even with my day, I call girl on the bike. But the original girl on the bike is Shannon Caitlin.
So now the
Yeah.
girl on the bike is a culture. It's
Yeah.
like a
And
identity. now.
and the funny thing, most of the women that dislike me portray themselves. They try to feed into my mind, say that you crown me girl on the bike, and I try to tell them it's not possible. But like I said, I do believe that when every female is very close to me, and when I know a female that really truly loves me, they always call me Raleigh.
Raleigh.
They knew my name is Ralston, but they rather say Raleigh when they hear a name. And I know, and I say that's where they truly love me there, because even Shannon Caitlin today still calls me Raleigh.
Oh wow.
And the reason I say that because my mom called me Raleigh. She couldn't say my dad's name because I'm a junior.
Okay.
She couldn't say Ralston, so she shortened it and just say Raleigh. And that's where everybody in the neighborhood, when you was working at Lena's or Hyben, they referred me to as Raleigh.
Raleigh.
Yeah, they didn't call me Ralston. And today they still don't call me Ralston. They just say you talking about Raleigh. Yeah, yeah. Because I even had player haters, say came in my neighborhood from that MATC, saying Ralston, we gonna beat you in pool and everything. And some of the neighbors turned around and said, it's Raleigh. Yeah, and then he's not no Ralston. He's Raleigh. And one chick said they had a crush on me. Said he's Raleigh Love. and I look at it. It gave me the name when I became a DJ in Minnesota. It gave me the name, of my DJ name, Raleigh Love. Because I remember a female that had a crush on me say Raleigh Love.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. But the name Ralston is more important to me because it expresses who I am, through my dad, and Ralston in the Jamaican, language stands Rastafari. Yeah, that's another word, for Raleigh, and Ralston, because I was named after my dad, and I think I was the fifth child, and he said the fifth child that he gonna have born and it would be named after me, and I was the fifth child, in the family of seven, Yeah, and and I didn't accept my name as being, and I didn't realize today how it was gonna become popular, and I saw because when I was young I didn't want to accept it, and everything. So when I seen the history of it, that's when I started to say, yeah, I like this name, because before then I just really people call me Raleigh, and everything. But Raleigh just bring me to a different character of myself, where it comes from the old neighborhood, Yeah, now I'm on the east side and everything, I think Ralston is more popular and more stronger, than ever, and stuff. So like I said, I honor my father and his people from Jamaica,
Okay.
Uh,
How was it when you grew up in, your father being Jamaican and your mother being Cuban,
right,
right?
and
How
from
would-
and originally and also Cuban, but from the South,
Okay.
hmm
What was
from your state, Arkansas.
Oh, you're from Arkansas.
No, she is.
Oh,
you know, but
she's
she was
from
born
Arkansas.
in Cuba, but
Okay.
no, but she lived in, or she was raised in Arkansas.
Oh, okay. How was the home life? If like,
Excuse me?
how was your home life? Like growing up with two different cultures coming together.
It was hard to accept because I was treated differently because some people claim they heard my accent and they heard my dad was Jamaican and they would just say, oh, Jamaicans are, you know, this, Jamaicans are, you know, so proud people that they think they of God and stuff, you know. I wanted to fit in as being an actual American, you know, which I know I'm born here, but I still got, you know, foreign descent, you know. And see, to some of the community, they didn't want to accept that, you know. And not until now. Now it's different now, but back then, you know, I tried to fit in. And you know, I tell friends, you know, back in grade school, you know, why can't you just look at me and they just say, as being American, I am a black person, you know. And they said, you know, you look at your big hands and look how you got big bones. How many black brothers here got big bones? You know, Jamaicans have big bones, full head. You is not one of us, they tell me.
Oh wow.
You know, you
Sorry.
looking, you know. And I cried, you know, I look and then I asked my dad, and then that's when I didn't want to acknowledge his name, and he just sat down and said, son, keep that, you know, driving, the Jamaican blood, you know. And then he took me around his people more, you know. He took me to the country, you know, and I look at it, I see it like Puerto Rico is, you know, and the people are very proud, and that's why I got that proudness, you know, and I said that was my first nickname, the Jamaican blood, you know. Yeah. And then when it comes to America, the brown bomber, I remember Muhammad Ali, you know, and stuff. So, you know, and you know, and I knock out when I was a boxer, I knock out many brothers, you know, because they wanted to knock out and destroy Jamaica. But I showed them that, hey, I'm just a part of here as you are, you know. And then and after that, I feel that I was nothing but a freedom fighter, you know, a defender, you know, like Jesus is, you know. And I just want to be like Jesus and Moses, and they was really my true idols before anybody, you know, Jesus first and Moses, because when I got hurt, you know, and I found out the purpose why I made so many years to get my hip replaced, because at the time they didn't have hip replace surgery for young people until 1990, and then that's when I had to wait every 10 years to get it redone. And there would have been too many surgeries, and now they got it now where I don't have to wait 10 years to get it redone. I'm going for it this year, and everything. Because I want to see myself to run again, you know, and to do the things I did when I was growing up, you know. And dance, yeah, and everything. And and then too, you know, some people tell me, you know, you want to do this to change your love life. Part of it, yes, and part of it, no, because women over the years, you know, rejected me because I had a hip problem. A lot of them would reject me in many different stereotypes. They would claim that I was a pimp. They just claimed that I was going to see my future of being taken care of. They told me you should date a nurse or an aide if you want to date a female. I had females tell me that. You is not good enough, you know, with one leg. You are not no pirate, because a pirate is not white. I mean, a pirate is white, well, he's not black. So excuse me, I correct myself. And I had females telling me this, but when I showed them how I carry bags, you know, grocery shopping, when the time you was there, I carried 30 pounds to 40 to 50 pounds of groceries in two hands, walk with the cane at the time. And they look at me and say, this brother is not human. They said, he's not human, so we're going to like him. You know? Yeah, and then they say, you're doing something that, you know, and they said, how can, and I told them, they told me, how can you stand that pain? I said, I live by pain. and I dream by pain. But when I pray by pain, it goes away. And when once the Holy Ghost is in me, the pain shrink in my damaged hip joint, and then that's what made me carry the bags. And then when I had females that had kids, I would pick their kids up, and carry them to the store, like Lena's and stuff. And then that's what got them more drawn to me more. But at first I was rejected of that because I was discriminated in 3 categories: my hip problem, my size, and my color.
Oh, wow.
Because they judge me, they say you're a giant, that and you having a stick, that you would hurt me. And I tell them, but I overcome that racism, and I show them that anybody could be a threat, but if you were to judge me, it would be hard to judge me as something bad, a criminal, in the same person, because I can't run, but I can fight to defend and protect myself, and that's all about. As far as being the other side, or a criminally minded drug addict, it would be hard for me. So why you look at me as a threat? And I told them, don't fear me, fear the Lord. The Lord will protect you from anybody. Because that's what I do when I walk the streets. And have that in you as a female, I tell them. Show the strongness of females today. Because, if your father didn't teach you that, I could be your father through the Heavenly Father teach you. And that's what I tell many females that stereotype me, both from the south side, north side, and everywhere else. But then they start to look at me as a person. At that time, I overcome that barrier, and that's when they call me the defender. Yeah. So and one chick, if she had to stereotype me, she categorized me, like the robots you see on the Transformers. You ever heard of Autobots, the Decepticons? When she categorized me as one of the Decepticons, she seen my creativity, then she looked at me as Devastator, because I was so tall, And Devastator was one of the Constructicons. When they formed, 6 of them formed to a big robot. He was called Devastator. And she said, when I see that big robot, but in a good way. And I said, if that's the good way, remember the Autobots, Omega Supreme, call me that. Because I got that nice soft voice like he had. So yes, a lot of things, of my life was kind of, challenging, but it was interesting as I see it, back, today, from then to now is and I see myself as being more like a important, recognized artist as ever, Because, like I say, even though I'm talk about sometimes, I still have people like you, Hype. You, like, every time I see you, you'll rave at me. Even you in a car, on a bus, you'll say, "Hey, Ralsten," and when I be talking to people, I just see, and other people do the same thing. That's how they bring me back to another character. When I see his show, it inspires me a lot. Rocky, Because everybody did him in the neighborhood. When he runs in there, they say, "Hey, Rock, hey, Rock." And it's like they call me, "Hey, Ralston," They say, "Where you gonna be? Where you gonna do your show?" Even the guy who was killed on Oakland and Locust, Reggie, he did the same thing to me. And that was when I said in an interview on the news when the time of his death, And I said, even though I didn't know him and everything, which I just knew him just in the neighborhood, and it's like, but he talks to me like he knew me for a long time, because every time I walked past Oakland Avenue, he would be out taking a break, a cigarette break, and he would just say, "Hey, Ralston, when are you gonna do another CD and stuff like that? When you gonna do another show? I would like to be, a rapper for you, or you could produce my music." But it never happened, and I just hate to say that it never happened because he was shot and killed. Yeah, but I just remember even before he died, he's looked at me as an important artist, you know. And he and all the people, even in a segregated area of Oakland Avenue, people still acknowledge me as Ralston the artist, you know. You know, from everywhere, you know, all through Shorewood, you know. They would, you know, they would like, you know, call my name out. Females would call my name out that have seen me at UWM. And then the haters look at it, but they get inspired, you know. They knew I was a popular person, you know. Because every time they walk, they hear the people call my name out, you know. And even down in my apartment, I'm getting so popular. When I started first playing there, I changed Locust Court a lot, though. You know, where people start to recognize me. Every time I come, I feel like Walker passing by, you know, you know, and stuff. So, yeah. So I said, you know, what I do is real, so I let everybody know that I'm real as much as I am, you know. And I saw you saw it, you know, you starting to see it, you know. And I don't know your name, what's your name again? Demir, yeah, Demir. So I seen it, you know, in High Run, how you say High Run?
No, High Run.
High Run, yeah. You know, and you know, it's a good feeling, you know, and stuff. And that's I said, man, you know, you always been a good friend of mine, good neighbor and everything, you know, good great worker you are and stuff. You know, you was a hard worker from Arkansas, you know. If my mother was living, she would be proud of you too. You know, she would like to know you. Because when my mom was living, every friend, especially girlfriends, she would talk to. And then when I was younger, she would let me know they called me. When I'm gone, she would let me know they said, and then that's how she told me. And she knew female. She told me, you know, Shannon was going to stay with you for a long time. And Shannon would, you know, call and she said, when I don't be there, Shannon would get worried. Then she would call again. And then she would call the next day. You know, you know, keep on calling several times. And my mom would just say, you know, as soon as I come in, and she'd say, Shannon called, the girl on the bike called, you know, and so, and you know, my mom would say girl on the bike. She gave me the actual chorus of the song, because she said, girl on the bike, say girl on the bike, you look so right, how about a date tonight, you know, and that's where I got that from, you know, and then the rest of the song I create myself, to me, because I had the meaning and stuff. So it's, you know, so like I said, when it comes to my music, I owe it to a lot of people. First, the Heavenly Father, you know, to give me the first aptitude of music. You know, then second, my dad, you know, my mom, you know, because they, you know, always was into different styles of music, you know, and the rhythm. You know, and then third, the people I know like you and stuff inspired me. When I listen to the music you played, so maybe to you what you play in the elders, you know, I combine it to my to create something more of me. You know? And I'm glad that my new music is right now is getting to be more collaborating. If you hear what I'm saying, collaborating with today's music today and everything. Because when I listen to it, I take parts of that and parts of myself and put it together, you know. And I learned that more from, you know, very renowned artists like Lionel Richie, you know, Michael Jackson, Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey is one of my favorite female musicians, you know. And it was when I was in Minnesota, it was a dream back in 2002 that I met at the Mall of America, you know. And that was really the dream came true to me. It was to meet her in the Mall of America when I was living in Minnesota. It happened. Yeah. So, and you know, and yeah, because you know, I was just seeing her yesterday that I was listening to her first album, and then now I'm here, I'm talking to her personally, you know, yeah, I know, yeah, back in, you know, so it's a wonderful feeling. Then it's like, you know, I got more closer. And I didn't tell you, but it was a time I was a celebrity bouncer, and when I became a celebrity bouncer, I got really closer to stardom, you know, and then when I started to be criticized by people like celebrities were, you know. I had people made a lot of negative names about me and stuff. And when I look at that, I thought of Michael Jackson, I thought of Lionel Richie, you know, I thought of, Cause Lionel Richie, but then differently, I was in a love triangles of relationships where I had to fight my way out of, you know, and and these women who play on me like that still looks up to me today, you know, and said I was the best for them, you know, because I didn't pressure them. I told them I'm not gonna, die for love, you know, when they wanted me to die. But then over the years, they respect me for that, you know. Yeah, and they say you're a true black brother, you know. Yeah, and they said I wish I have a brother like you. I had women came and said if I know you was gonna stay the way you look, I would have dated you 25 years ago. I had women say that was now it's marriage, you know. Yeah, and so, and I said you did what's best, for yourself, and then I said, but if you had to accept me, you never know, but and everything, because and stuff. And I told you you would see my face for a long time. Yeah.
So with all these things taking place in Milwaukee and that you have seen, because we've seen some of the same things in the city. What would you say is the future of?
Excuse me?
What would you say is the future of Milwaukee, and not only the future of Milwaukee, what is the future of your neighborhood from what you have seen take place over?
I would say I see the future of my neighborhood, that the east side will grow more musically, and then I would live in a different location, which is a major state, which is hoping is New York, in the next couple of years I want to move there. And as far as my neighborhood, where it's Milwaukee, I see it's going to change of musically, but it's going to take time. Yeah, it's going to be a new music era, and it might be, the city might be chosen as Milwaukee. That's what I see. So what I know, experiencing the music business. Yeah. But right now, the music business, they haven't found no actual new star yet, no new major star yet, but they are trying to come up with that, and you never know, it might come from Milwaukee. That's what I see.
What about the Oak Street neighborhood where I worked at Lena's and where you stayed? What do you think the future of that neighborhood would be?
I can't really say, where I see it now, so many places are boarded up and everything, but I also see around the north side, North Avenue area, they building up, condos and, apartments and everything. I'm gonna see it, it's gonna be, hopefully gonna change back to a middle class neighborhood. Because all the drug pushers are being pushed out every day. And I see it coming back the way it's gonna used to be. In my eye.
Do you believe that the future of the city is going to benefit the current residents that's in the neighborhood?
Yes, it is.
So we've been talking and having a really powerful interview. This has been amazing, man.
Yeah.
What would you give us? What would you like to say unto us? First, what I would like for you to do is tell us, what does Ralsten, the musician, the multi-talented man that you are, what's in the future for you? What are your plans musically and professionally? And then what is something you can leave us with?
Well, I say what is my plans and what is my dreams to move forward is to be a major musician with a major deal, performing on shows like Jimmy Kimmel and all those talk shows, the real, because that would be my dream was to meet the ladies on the real, which is Tia, Tamara Mori, which is Tia's sister, Jean Mao, Adrian Bola, and the rest of them, and Tony Braxton's sister. That would be my dream to do a show on they show called The Real, but real first interview, like from your interview, I want to be the next interview where I'm doing an interview on Tavish Smiley.
Oh,
Yeah, that would be
that is
a
very
big
possible.
dream, for me. And to leave everything, I just want to give a shout out to my fans, people who I inspire, to about their dreams is to keep it living, stay away from drugs, go to church, pray every day, and your dream will get stronger and it will come true. And that's what I'm gonna leave y'all with. Really nice though,
Thanks
man.
a lot, Ralsten.
Anytime,
It's been
though.
a pleasure, man,
Yeah,
talking to you.
anytime though.
And
Yeah.
we look
Yeah.
forward, man, to hearing your music. And
Oh yeah, anytime, So just check up on Facebook, YouTube, like I said, Ralsten Shanklin, Yeah. So, and anytime you want to send a comment, do that. It goes with the fans too. And so, and so, like I said, it's a pleasure, being here to do an interview with you, Hyman. And never got your last name. What's your last name, Hyman?
Stokes.
Stokes Sam.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like I said, it's a big pleasure though, man. Because it's like I didn't ever think I was gonna live the day to see you at UWM doing well, man. You did though, man.
And I'll be
That's
interviewing.
Yeah. Man.